Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Running up the lane, Us had nearly reached his house. He didn't notice how cold it had suddenly become. He didn't notice the wind. He didn't notice the sudden irritational squall of rain. He didn't notice anything but the caterpillar bulldozers crawling over the rubble that had been his home. You barbarian, he wailed. I'll shoot the council for every penny you got. I'll have you hung, drawn, and quartered, when whipped and boiled until you've had enough. Paul was running after him very fast, very fast. And then I'll do it again, yelled Us, and when I've finished it, I'll take world a little bit, and I'll jump on them. Us didn't notice that the men were running from the bulldoze. He didn't notice that Mr. Proger was staring hectically into the sky. What Mr. Prod had noticed was the huge yellow somethings were screaming through the cloud. Impossibly huge yellow somethings. And I'll carry on jumping on them, wailed Arthur. Still running until I get Billy blisters, or I can think of anything even more unpleasant to do. And then Arthur tripped and fell headlong, rolled and landed flat on his back. At last he noticed that something was going on. His fingers shot upward. What the hell that? What the hell's that? She shrieked. Whatever it was raced across the sky in its monstrous yellowness, tore the sky apart with mind-blowing noise, and leaped up into the distance, leaving the gaping air to shut behind it with a bang, then drove your ears 6 feet into your skull. Another one followed and did exactly the same thing, only louder. It's difficult to say exactly what the people on the surface of the planet were doing now, because they didn't really know what they were doing themselves. None of it made a lot of sense. Running into houses, running out of houses, howling noiselessly at the noise. All around the world, city streets exploded with people. Cars flew into each other as the noise fell on them, and then rolled up like a tidal wave over hills and valleys, deserts, and ocean, seeming to flatten everything it hit. Only one man stood and watched the sky, stood with terrible sadness in his eyes and rubber bangs in his ears. He knew exactly what was happening and had known ever since his sub-assassins or medic had started wingling in the dead of night beside his pillow and awakened him with a start. It was what he had waited for all these years, but when he had deciphered the signal pattern, sitting alone in his small dark room, a coldness had gripped him and squeezed his heart. Of all the races in all of the galaxy who could have come and said a big hello to planet Earth, he thought, didn't it just have to be the Bolgons? Still he knew what he had to do. As the Bolgon craft screamed through the air high above him, he opened his satchel. He threw away a copy of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. He threw away a copy of Gospel. He wouldn't need them where he was going. Everything was ready. Everything was prepared. He knew where his towel was. A sudden silence hit us. If anything, it was worse than the noise. For a while, nothing happened. The great ships hung motionless in the sky over every nation on earth. Motionless, they hung huge, heavy, steady in the sky. Blasphemy against nature. Many people went straight into shock as their minds tried to encompass what they were looking at. The ships hung in the sky in much the same way the bricks don't, and still nothing happened. Then there was a slight whisper, a sudden spacious whisper of open ambient sound. Every hi-fi set in the world, every radio, every television, every cassette recorder, every hoop, every tweet, every mind-range driver in the world quietly turned itself on. Every tin can, every dusty bin, every window, every car, every wine glass, every sheet of rusty metal became activated as an acoustically perfect sounding board. Before the earth passed away, it was going to be treated to the very ultimate sound reproduction, the greatest public address system ever built. But there was no concert, no music, no fanfare, just a simple message. Public address, PA. People of Earth, your attention please, a voice said. And it was a wonderful, perfect quadraphonic sound with distortion level too slow as to make a brave man weep. This is a botanic Balkan judge of the Galactic Hyperspace Planning Council. The voice continued, as you will no doubt be aware, the plan for development of the outlying regions of the galactic required the building of the hyperspace express route through your star system. And regretfully, your plan is one of those scheduled for demolition. The process will be slightly less than 2 of your Earth minutes. Thank you. The PA died away. Uncomprehending terror settled on the watching people of Earth. The terror moved slowly through the gathered crowd as if they were iron piling on a sheet of the board and the magnet was moving beneath them. Panic sprouted again. Desperate, pleading panic, but there was nowhere to plead to. Observing this, the Volgan turned on their PA again. It said, "There is no plane in acting war surprise about. All the planning chart and demolition orders have been on display in your local planning department in Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years. So you've had plenty of time to lodge any formal complaint, and it's far too late to start making a fuss about it now." The PA fell light again, and its echo drifted off across the land. The huge ship turned slowly in the sky with easy power. When the undescribable arch of a hatchway opened, an empty black square. By the time somebody somewhere must have manned a radio transmitter, locate the wavelengths, and broadcast a message back to the Volgan ships to plead to be help of the planet. Nobody ever heard what they said. They only heard the reply. The PA slammed back into life again. The voice was annoyed. It said, "What do you mean you've never been to Alpha Centauri? For heaven's sake, mankind, it's only 4 light years away, you know. I'm sorry, but if you can't be bothered to take an interest in local affairs, That's your one lookout. Energize the demolition beams. Right forward out of the hatchways. I don't know, said the voice of the PA. A pathetic blood planet. I've no sympathy at all. It cut up. There was a terrible ghastly silence. There was a terrible ghastly noise. There was a terrible ghastly silence. The Bolgon constructor fleet coasted away into the inky, starry void.